And was it tough to find this house manager, or did you just reach out to Billy Ticatan and then say, hey, do you have anyone that's looking for to, I guess, help grow their sobriety or help get their sobriety stronger? Or you just, I mean, how did you find this person? I mean,
So the
it's,
woman that I had contacted on the that hotline, through that hotline,
mhm. Uh-huh.
she had initially referred one guy, and he was excellent. He had training and certification. He had opened homes before. He had been on the license side of things, and we really thought he was going to be our guy. The one concern that our mentors had was that even though he had been around sobriety programs and managed the house, and he had gone through his own struggle with addiction, but and I don't know exactly what his path was, how he ended up getting sober, but it wasn't through NA or AA. So their concern was
Hmm.
he hadn't been through one of those programs. So there might
Yeah.
be a relatability issue.
Hmm.
Other than that, he was perfect on paper, great vibes in the interview. And then he showed up an hour early for his first interview and then
Hmm.
ghosted us when we were pretty much ready to put him in the
Oh,
house.
wow.
So I don't know again if that was a divine intervention because we were naive and he wasn't the right guy. So the next one that came along, I honestly can't remember if that volunteer told us about him as well
Hmm.
or if he reached out directly. But he was actually just very involved in NA himself or AA. And he saw one of our, I think was given one of our flyers at the Salvation Army.
I see.
Mhm.
Cool, cool,
He's
cool,
already
cool.
living independently, but he's not one to live. He doesn't like being alone.
Yeah.
He really has
Hey,
been a godsend, and he's gone above and beyond. And then just one more comment on that, that yes, if we need to fill a bed, all of these connections that we're making now with other inpatient services and other homes, that's where we would go, is call them up and say, hey, do you have anybody that you feel would be a good fit for this? And in
mhm.
fact, one of our incoming guests um, has been a house manager for another home. So he would probably be next in line if our current house manager was looking to move on or needed to move over to another house.
Hmm. I see. Okay. All right. Well, this is so I mean, how many beds do you have in it? Is this a 4-3, 4-2,
This
three
one is
two,
5'3" and we have
five
14.
three?
Mhm.
14 beds.
Yeah, because a couple of the rooms, like one was a big parlor, so not
Uh-huh.
just standard size. Uh,
You turned it into a bedroom.
mhm.
Yeah. Do you have bunk beds or is it just no
And mhm. We
twin
have
beds?
that the house manager and there's one private room that those both have queen beds.
Okay. Okay. So I'm assuming this the larger rooms you have them just what, six per room? Four
Um,
per room?
we have one room with five and one room with four. And then we have a two-man room. Check my math. That's 11, 12, 13. Okay, no,
Hmm.
must be one room with six. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So one room with six, one room with four, and then a double, and then the two private rooms.
Okay. Okay. Cool. That's good to know. Uh, how long did this, so was this a sub two deal that you got into, or was this cash?
We have another half hour.
uh,
Uh, no, it,
just give me the clip notes.
it's a sub two. We did
It
not do it
was.
the way that anybody teaches. When we purchased the home, we went ahead and paid the significant arrears of like 65K. So we were invested. So when we
Hmm.
wholesale, we knew at the time that we had a couple of exit strategies, we thought. So we
Hmm.
went ahead and made the investment when we couldn't wholesale it, yada yada yada. It became a novation, and then it went back to sub two when we did the final closing.
Okay.
We could
So
do
the
a whole hour on the purchase and the strategy.
yeah, sounds like it was a mess.
It was a journey.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, that's a pretty high entry fee to, for to be something you're like, oh, I may or may not wholesale it or flip it, and
Yeah.
to could be committed into
And
65,000 to for acquisition. That's,
it might have
I'm
been
sure you,
over a year ago.
yeah.
I still had rose-colored glasses and
So 65,000, and then you pay the seller anything, or you just said, hey, we're gonna help
$1,000.
you $1,000.
She was, but also we took over the loan. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
she was a single woman, family, kids had grown up. She bought the
Hmm.
house, her parents wanted it, and then they never moved in. And
Yeah,
so she was just, it was too much. At
yeah.
3,600 square foot home, she's like, I just want out. Yeah.
I just don't want my, yeah. Wow. Okay. So what's your rate on that?
2.4.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You paid her $1,000 and then closing, I'm sure, and then so your
Oh,
entry, yeah.
yeah. We're probably or close to 40,000 between, well, with furnishing, we
Hmm.
probably invested about 50,000. I'm not the numbers person in the partnership, but we probably invested about 50,000 between reno and furnishing and supplies.
Uh-huh. Well, wow. Yeah, you are definitely invested in this, so it's got to work. Yeah,
Absolutely. I have
awesome.
it will work. It's just, it's a learning curve.
Hmm.
And roll with the punches, adjust, and
Yeah, yeah.
uh, but it's definitely it's not the kind of work that it's really a grind. Most days I wake up and it feels good.
Hmm.
There's purpose.
Yeah. Do you have any other income besides this coming in? Do you have a 9 to 5, or do you only do what, wholesalings,
Do
what
not.
flipping?
Yeah, my partner has a W-2.
Hmm.
I'm just dabbling here, little gator here and there, and then currently looking for a flip to work on. So
What areas?
we're looking to flip central, like I call it just the I-35
Hmm.
corridor, and then South Texas.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah,
Okay.
so we're looking to
Just
flip
want to.
in between.
Yeah, I was just curious if there's a, if your market is in the market that I market in, because there's 6 or 7 states that we market in.
Mhm.
Uh, I was dabbling a little bit in Dallas, but I pulled out.
Yeah.
So I'm in Utah, Georgia, North Carolina, Florida, not Texas, Arizona, and Nevada. It's very rewarding what you're doing. So that's definitely something I've been wanting to get into for quite some time.
Where are you at in your like group home journey? Like you're looking,
Oh, just research right now, R&D.
yeah,
So I don't want to make a wrong move. So I'm really just getting all the useful information I can before I jump headfirst. You know,
Doug, come on now.
come on, I am.
You were there, you were not going to avoid a wrong move.
Well, I just, I wanted to be in Arizona too, and it's, I've just got such a passion for it, and it homes with me. It hits home with me because I was there at one time. So, it just for me, it's just giving back, into something that I struggled in, years ago. So, and when I just hear a lot of dodgy outfits that are just trying to make a quick buck and take advantage of the system, and Arizona's been hit with that. And I guess from what I hear, they're pulling back and not allowing any type of occupational therapy such as sober living facilities to even be opened in Arizona. So
Well, I really can't speak to Arizona, but as you know, Patrick is there
yeah,
and his friends are all there.
yeah.
So I don't think I think there's a way. I think it's making that delineation between facility
Hmm.
and occupational, there's nothing. I would have to look up the definition really, but there's not really anything occupational. It says in our agreement,
Hmm.
we're not helping anybody take their meds, get dressed, anything. You're
Yeah.
required meetings, you're required to be employed, but it's
Hmm.
much, and we have house rules, but it's independent living. You know what I mean? We don't
Yeah.
offer necessarily services that are associated with the business. We have wraparound services. We connect with, Texas Workforce Commission and various employers around town that we build relationships with so that we can help get these guys employed. Help them get there. Like we send them to another place and it's kind of like hey, this is our guy. He's in our house. So can you help him out? Can you kind of
Hmm.
prioritize him? This is a guy with a plan and some support. And so as far as getting them help to like reinstate their IDs or remove holds from their driver's license, things
Yeah,
that
yeah.
be gainfully employed.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Well, I will I appreciate the time you took today